Hello everyone. IGNOU MBA exams are very near and you must know the pattern of questions which are asked in the exam. This lecture is for MMPC-002 exam preparation. So get ready with pen and paper to note down. In this session, we will cover the most important previous year questions of MMPC-002 Human Resource Management from June 2023 onwards. All these questions have been systematically grouped topic-wise so that you can easily revise similar questions together. For each group, the key answer points have been highlighted exactly the way you need to write them in the exam. In the answer sheet, you must explain these points in expanded form using proper structure, theorist names, and examples to score high marks. Let's begin. Group 1. Foundations of organizational behavior. First, we start with the foundations of organizational behavior. When asked, what is OB? Explain that it studies individual and group behavior in organizational settings and mention features like applied nature, human-centric focus, contingency approach, interdisciplinary inputs, and empirical base. Next, when the question is why is OB important for managers? Write points like predicting behavior, improving motivation, enhancing communication, creating leadership effectiveness, and giving examples like Google's people first culture. Then discuss interdisciplinary nature by connecting psychology for individual behavior, sociology for group relations, anthropology for culture, and political science for power structures. Um, Finally, for contemporary issues, talk about diversity, remote work, mental health, technology, and AI transforming workplaces. Use OB keywords, structured headings, and mini examples. Group 2, individual behavior and personality. In this group, questions revolve around personality, learning, and attitudes. Start personality answers with definition and determinants, heredity, environment, and situation. Add the Big Five model. For theories, explain trait theory, psychoanalytic approach, and social learning. Describe type A and type B behavior patterns clearly. For learning questions, use classical conditioning, operant conditioning, and social learning theory. Link attitudes and values using the ABC model and Rokich value system. Highlight their impact on workplace behavior. Finally, when answering personality, job performance relationship, emphasize conscientiousness, EI, and job fit concepts. Group 3, perception and decision making. Begin perception answers with the perceptual process, selection, organization, and interpretation. Explain influencing factors, perceiver, target, and situation. Then present common perceptual errors like halo effect, stereotyping, contrast effect, and attribution errors. For decision-making models, write rational model, bounded rationality by Herbert Simon, intuitive and incremental models. And by linking perception with managerial decision-making, accuracy, and bias reduction. Group 4, motivation. In motivation, answers always start with a simple definition followed by importance. Explain Maslow's hierarchy using all five levels and its workplace applications. Herzberg's two-factor theory should be split between hygiene factors and motivators, clearly mentioning which ones truly motivate. Process theories. Vroom's expectancy theory. Write the formula equity theory, input output fairness. Also compare financial and non-financial motivators. Conclude with the need for a balanced approach. Group 5. Leadership. Leadership answers must highlight influence and goal achievement. Cover trait theory and behavioral theories like Ohio State and Michigan studies. OSIR for contingency theories, explain Fiedler's LPC model, path, goal theory, and situational leadership. Add a small comparison between leadership and management. Use real organizational examples. Group 6, communication. Define communication as transfer of information and emotions and discuss its importance in coordination and decision making. Explain the communication process step by step, followed by barriers, noise, semantics, psychological barriers, and cultural barriers. Cover formal and informal communication, including downward, upward, horizontal, and grapevine networks. End with improvement strategies, active listening, feedback, technology, and clarity. Group 7, groups and teams. In this group, explain the difference between groups and teams with emphasis on synergy. Write Tuckman's stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning. Explain cohesiveness, its determinants and effects. Describe types of teams such as cross-functional or virtual teams. End with factors for effective teams: clear roles, complementary skills, trust, and feedback. Group 8, conflict and negotiation. Define conflict and differentiate functional vs dysfunctional conflict. Mention sources like resource constraints and role ambiguity. Explain conflict resolution styles: avoidance, accommodation, competition, compromise, and collaboration. Describe negotiation steps: preparation, discussion, clarification, bargaining, agreement, and implementation. Add BACNA. Compare distributive and integrative negotiation, fixed pie versus expanded pie, win-lose versus win-win. Group 9, stress management. Define stress and list organizational and personal sources. Explain effects on individuals, burnout, anxiety, and on organizations like absenteeism. Describe stress management at individual level: exercise, meditation, time management, and at organizational level: job redesign, counseling, flexible work, and positive culture. Group 10, organizational culture and climate. Define organizational culture with elements, stories, rituals, symbols, and artifacts. Explain types of culture using the Quinn model: clan, advocacy, market, hierarchy. Differentiate culture and climate clearly. Add how culture is developed and sustained through founder values, hiring, socialization, and leadership behavior. Group 11, organizational change and OD. Start with forces of change, external and internal, and types like planned vs emergent. Explain resistance to change, fear, habit, lack of trust, and strategies to overcome: communication, training, participation. Add OD interventions at individual, group, and organizational levels. Explain Lewin's three-step model: unfreeze, change, refreeze. Group 12, power and politics. Explain power and sources from French and Raven: legitimate, reward, coercive, expert, referent. Power versus authority should be clearly distinguished. Discuss causes of organizational politics and its impacts, like distrust and reduced morale. Explain how to manage political behavior through transparency, clear criteria, and ethical norms. Group 13, case study by application questions. Case study answers must follow diagnosis yields, analysis yields, solutions. For conflict cases, diagnose root causes like role ambiguity and suggest tools like RACI matrix and integrative negotiation. For motivation cases, use Maslow and Herzberg frameworks and suggest job enrichment, recognition, and career development. For communication breakdown cases, highlight filtering, overload, and status barriers, and suggest open door policy, digital tools, and feedback channels. With this, we complete all 13 topic groups covering 54 previous year questions. Remember, these key points must be expanded into proper exam answers using definitions, headings, diagrams, theorist names, and examples. Use this structured approach to score the highest marks in MMPC 002. All the best for your exam.